Macon, Georgia. And this was supposed to get you to this road, and you done missed the turn, and there ain't no exit. So now you run down the street for 40 minutes, hoping to, let's be modest, 20 minutes going down this road with no exits. For you to hope to turn around, hopefully remember, and then get back to where you can actually read your map list.
Yep. Get back to exit 118.
Oh, yes. Whole time they were guiding bombs 70 years ago. Okay? They could have given me the Garmin 70 years before that happened. Okay? No exaggeration. Okay? It's just like you don't get it. You just don't get it.
Yeah, that's crazy, bro.
But so if you want to know what your tax dollars, there's probably some secret. You only figure out the program after it fails. And I love the tested on Marine, so that's one of the good things. I'll have friends in my organization like, hey, you see what they tested out? Oh, what did you spend $1 billion on that doesn't work? All right, this is crazy. All right, we can get to the show. I'm done telling you that. America just uses money to kill people. You don't realize how important that is to our government. That's like numero uno. Okay.
But first things first.
First things first. The first things stay first. There's no socialized health care in the richest country in the world because our number one focus is the elimination of other humans. You.
6 feet under.
6 feet under. All of y'all in the Middle East, we would rather let our population die and kill y'all than let us live and kill you less. And it's very obvious.
It's crazy, bro. It's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean,
I can't say it's a bad plan. It's one of those, to me, I go, oh, that's a necessary evil. It's cool. We tried to develop a smart weapon with incendiary bullets and bullets that punch through things and time release. I just hated that we did that. And it was just like, the only thing we kept from the gun is the sight. We created this super duper awesome weapon. It was like, that sight made him shoot pretty good. You think we can just get him to be that accurate? They take the $1,200 sight off of that. Yeah, that works. Scrap the program. Off of a $1,200 sight that was already it was already on planet Earth. It wasn't like some cool new sight they created. That thing just been on planet Earth already, just living its life. Probably the cheapest part of the weapon. Okay.
Major facts.
That's crazy.
Major facts, bro.
I'll think about that when I look at that program. It's crazy. And how long? Why did it take so long for us to get GPS? That's what frustrates me the most. Why? Why did it take a generation for GPS? A whole generation for GPS. They had it. They had it. You have GPS.
They said they need to learn how to get the places the hard way.
Oh yeah. Let them boys keep reading maps. They don't need them.
You better see by the stars. You better look at the stars. I know how to get to California by the stars.
By the stars. There's so many other stories than just random things. Government made GE stop making Christmas lights because they had the only fuse when they were trying to do a certain timer for bombs. They were glass. They made them do that. Then all of a sudden they became plastic again. The government's crazy. The world couldn't get Christmas lights because, again, this is going to be the best way for us effectively to kill people. You guys don't make Christmas lights anymore. That part of your business is over. Okay. Bro, when you read some of this stuff, it's crazy. It's like, what? Who said this was okay? Who decided this? We had
scrap your joy.
Scrap it.
Scrap your joy.
We had a whole.
No. We have to be able to end someone. Okay?
Yes,
your joy doesn't matter.
It doesn't.
We need to end people.
Yes, a lot of them all at once. Give us that glass. That's gonna be used for that. There's mind control programs where we try to learn how to mind control people.
Oh yeah.
So we fed them.
I know that.
MK Ultra. So we just fed them drugs. Realized, turns out you can't control people. That's whatever. on. That's the thing. The ease in which they just go, didn't work. It's wrong. Just,
Hey, look, I'll never forget. I was in this one training before, and the guy, he said it. He was like, he wasn't talking about military, but I was like, I see where this applies. I see where this applies now. It's like, fail fast, fail often. Okay,
yes.
fail fast. You fail, done. We're done.
Okay,
we're not gonna mourn over it. We're not gonna talk about it.
What's the other thing? Give this money to something else.
Next. This doesn't taste good. Get there.
Get there. Clearly, this doesn't kill enough people effectively enough. There's got to be something else. It's crazy. Those people are mad.
Oh my God.
We can actually talk, but it was funny because he was that was the only time he was silent. He was like, "What?" I was like, "You need more examples." See, since you don't think I know, I was like, "Turns out it was my organization and my group of guys. This is what we do." He's like, "Oh, let's see. Can this help us kill people?" It's like, that's why you can buy those exoskeleton leg suits now. They all suck. They don't suck. They're cool for all of 2 hours until the battery runs out. And if you don't have an extra battery, you're stuck. Yeah, it's just a cool paperweight. That's why they didn't use it for the military. It's cool for when it works. How many batteries are you gonna make this guy have? He walked outside of the wire for 3 miles. What, is he gonna just have it off and just on? How many batteries does he have? I was like, this is stupid.
It's not.
Turns out if we give him more bullets, his legs don't need to be better. He's a pretty good shot. Okay? Turns out he doesn't need to be stronger. He's a pretty good shot if you give him enough bullets.
Oh my gosh. It's funny because, like when you think about it, like, everybody has, I would say the civilian world has this idea that around the corner, Tony Stark is coming.
Yeah.
Then Iron Man is coming.
Elon Musk, did you see the robots he made? That's what people are like, you see the robots? And now they're doing this with the military? Like, he's going to create beings that's going to kill us. I was like, wait, what? That's going to how does the robot know? I just asked a question. How does the robot know not to shoot him? There goes one of your issues.
Yep.
Recognizing the human you want to kill. How do you do that? How does the robot do it? Because you can't put a kill switch on the robot to kill everybody. You can't have a kill switch on a robot to kill everyone that doesn't look like Elon Musk, because then his workers are going to be murdered.
Yep.
What are we going to turn on the robot and just run away? So it doesn't exist.
You're going to throw people in front.
The robot? It's like, that's not how that works. Anything that's killing people has a human that's controlling it behind it.
Yeah.
So it's not really an autonomous robot. We're not there. Facial recognition ain't there yet, boss. And what happens when you, like the Marines were doing, cartwheels. Oh, you don't recognize cartwheels. Cartwheel. Oh, that was a real thing. It sounds like foolishness. That was one of the ways they beat it. Okay, was cartwheels. Someone found a box.
Oh,
you know,
my God.
You know the old cartoon when you're in the box and you see the feet walk. That was another
Bro,
thing.
shut up, bro.
When you see this, it's brilliant.
Why are we Looney Tunes right now,
That's what
bro?
I'm saying. Oh, it's like Marines. I was just like, oh, that makes sense for the Marine Corps. You go get branches and you just do this. Turns out a robot can't differentiate a human with branches in his hand or a tree. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Their job wasn't to boop it. At first they were serious, like, all right, boom. Then they're like, oh, this thing is dumb. It starts the antics. And when you read the antics, especially being a Marine, you go, yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
That's right.
That's right.
That's right.
I would do the same thing. If you're telling me who's going to boop it the fastest, I'm trying to boop it.
You got bets on who's gonna boop it.
So, all right, let's get back on the topic.
All right. Welcome to the Minimally Educated Talk.
What's up? What's up?
Uh,
Oh
The normal shenanigans we start before we actually get into the topic.
That's it. There's no robot. Let me just say this because folks can do this. There's no autonomous killing robot. Marines threw up on that idea where they were booping the thing that was made to kill them. Legitimate, not like boop. It won 0 times. The last robot that they made and they gave to the government, it won 0 times. They had to tell the humans to stop playing with it. That was that whole spiel was about learning. If you want to know the advances of technology in America, you go look at the military. You will learn things. You will learn that there were guided missiles that used GPS a long, long time before you ever had a little Garmin. Okay? You'll learn that you were paying a whole bunch of money for long distance calling. And they had underwater cables that reached Europe. In the 20s, maybe? 20s or 30s. Okay. The worst by World War II, there were underwater cables because they were using those to communicate. No, it was during World War I. So yeah, they've had underwater cables since 1912, 1914. So, the military has all the cool stuff is what I'm saying. And we'll get it whenever we get it. Drones have been around since the Cold War. So, autonomous flying vehicles that we controlled from the U.S., these drones aren't. They're so old, it's ridiculous. You just got them.
Yeah.
Everyone else got them.
That's those UFOs y'all been talking about.
Yeah. Exactly. The UFOs you met were just different shaped drones to figure out what flies the best. Okay? That's exactly it. One of the things when people talk about that was a UFO. No, that was a military warship that they're testing out. Okay? You just happened to be outside when they tried their covert training. It was a circle. Sure. We learned that circles don't fly good. That's why we don't see any more circle UFOs. Those don't fly very well. You can't control those. Winds they come everywhere. I'm sure we've tried it. So all the unidentified stuff is something built to kill. Obviously not Americans, but it's made to kill those people.
I quit. I am done.
So you didn't see it.
Made to kill American enemies.
Yes, American enemies. That's essentially all the cool things you see in this guy that you can't explain. A gun should be on it somewhere, but we just got to make sure it flies first.
Yep.
So,
but
anyways, what we got? All
right, so
okay, Google, stop talking. Cut off. Not stop talking. I'm so done with you. Stop talking. Be silent. That was crazy.
All right. So today's topic is being a hostage of old friendships. First question is, at what point does staying loyal to an old friend start to feel more like an obligation than a choice? And have you ever felt trapped by a friendship just because of its history?
Read that beginning part again.
At what point does staying loyal to an old friend start to feel more like an obligation than a choice?
Oh, yeah. This is the thing. I believe in loyalty to a certain degree, even with people that may have not served you, right? So the U.S. government at times are pretty foolish people, right? Okay, but I feel like I have to defend the country. So I liken that to that, right? So that's the thing. No matter what, of course, this is not a political conversation. But I'm going to be loyal to USA always. And that's the thing. Sometimes you can know people, right? Say me and you fall out, right? You're one of my besties right now. Me and you fall out. I'm probably never going to maliciously go after you. I'm going to leave you to your vices.
Right.
Instead of like actively trying to hurt you. So
right.
I take that as just like, some people may do you dirty just off of principle, and that may be me. I'm one of those cats. Off of principle, I feel like I have to take the L and I go about my business. I just know I can't rock with you anymore.
Right.
And so that can be from where you're from or of what you've been through.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that type of loyalty is how you pay yourself, right? So I don't think you can be an unloyal person and have loyal friends forever.
Right.
You can put on the facade for a little bit, but there'll come a time where people are going to notice that, like, oh, you don't give what you give to the group, right? So I'm a firm believer in, like, you'll get what's, for the most part, you'll get what's coming to you. Mm-hmm. You'll reap what you sow. You'll get what you deserve. Mm-hmm. I have an incredible small group of friends that I really rock with. But that's because we're all incredibly loyal and we're looking out for each other all the time. So there's never a question, is there a loyalty question, right? That doesn't exist in my circle. That doesn't happen with a lot of people. I think I got that I don't share blood with. You, Gerald, Ivy, a group of my Marine Corps friends, so maybe 4 of you. Drew, Ivy, you, Gerald. Outside of that.
And I guess my next question for you, how much of those friends have military background?
2, half of them. Okay. There's only two people outside of my brothers. Like, my wedding party was my brothers and my military friends. Only other guy outside of that, my boy Gerald. Gerald, I just grew up with him. Me and him, we've exchanged so much money between the two of us for like foolishness. Me and him have rules when it comes to like food. Like, one of our rules is like, I see the things that I see people who consider them friends going back and forth with is crazy.
Yeah.
So one of our rules was like, I had a car. So I could have always been like, I got the car, you got to pay me gas money for us to go eat. That's kind of like, that would be a fair trade-off in most friend worlds.
Right.
But in our world, that never was the thing. Like, we would say we want to eat something, and say we both did, if we said we wanted to eat the same thing, we'll go there and we would pay for our own food. But say we want to go to different places. I want to go to Taco Bell, he wants to go to Wendy's. We would try to convince each other to go to these other places. The way we stop the argument is we say, all right, cool, I'm paying. So once I say I'm paying for the Wendy's, you now have to get in the car and you got to eat Wendy's. And it's not a pay me back. It's not anything. We're going to Wendy's, I'm paying. It's over. And that's how we ended it. And the thing about it is, someone always broke. Because someone cared about eating whatever it is they wanted to eat more than the other one.
Yeah.
And it was never a game of like, he always makes me pay. It was kind of just like, you have about 2 or 3 times to say something, and then someone's calling it.
I want this Dave's double.
This Dave's double right now. And so someone's calling it within like 2 negotiations. Come on, let's go. Come on, let's go. So you never knew like, oh, let me call it right now. Boom. So now you got to go. And even though I had the car and I could take it wherever I wanted to go, if he calls bump it, I'm paying. It's like, dang it, he got me. And then he goes and pays.
Yeah.
And so, whereas it's kind of weird when I like hear people, like friends arguing over food and like, you gonna go take him out to eat? It's like, yeah, is that an issue? Like, my homeboys could call me and be like, I want to go out to eat. And he don't got no money. And I would just take him to go eat. I was like, cool, let's go, I wanted to try it. And it's no question. The only time we cared about like money, because that's the big thing I think a lot of friendships are falling over,
Mm-hmm.
is that if I physically gave him something larger than $20, he needs to borrow $20. I'm not checking. I don't got time to worry about $20. Take this $20
And
I'm done. Like, I'm not tripping over $20. Are you serious?
right.
And so when I hear like he owed me 20, and I'm like, yeah, I'm arguing over $20.
Right.
$20 is actually causing a real life argument.
Right.
It's crazy to me.
Yeah. Like that, like that's super simple. Like you were looking for a reason to not be their friend.
For sure.
At that point,
For $20,
for $20, you're literally looking for a reason to not be that person's
Yeah.
friend.
I just even with my
I
ex-wife, she was like, "Why are your friends like that?" I was like, "What?" It's like they give you whatever you want. I go, "Yeah." Don't like. She was like, "That's crazy." I was like, "Yeah, because I give them whatever they need. They know I'm not just gonna randomly ask them for just food. I'm not. We're not asking.
like there's a boundary there
for sure.
I'm not just gonna be like, hey, I need $1,500 to go to the strip club.
That's it. Exactly. Like if we're asking something, it's an actual issue, and the thing is that person's probably aware of the issue before the issue.
Right.
So it's not like a big deal. It's kind of like, okay, buddy's here, buddy's there, and no one cares.
Yeah.
So you guys become, I think people become burdened by like thinking that someone's getting over on them, maybe.
Yeah, and I was just about to say that. So many people do not want to be made the fool of.
Yes.
And it essentially, like, street cred was the thing back in the day. Like, you can't ruin my street cred.
What are you talking about?
Bro, you are not a thug.
You're not Frank Lucas.
Nobody knows who you are.
True.
Like, for most people, no one has a clue who you are. The person across the street from you, they don't know who you are. They don't even know your name.
If you're really popular, your block knows you. Or your respective neighborhood. But then outside of that,
unless you're the mayor of High Point,
or you've really done some things.
yeah,
You had to really, like, I live in a town whose I think High Point's population is 80,000. I've been on national TV. Some people have never heard of Uncle Cheesecake. I've been on national television also. You're not I was roasted on the Food Network page by a couple million people. I myself as a human was roasted. Folks don't know. And a lot of times folks really don't care. Let's keep it a buck.
yeah, right.
That's what it really. It's not about I'm not cool. It's not about this. Because I know I don't care about you jokers. So when you don't know me, I don't care. Nor do I. Okay? So it all works.
Facts.
Okay?
It balances out.
It balances out. So the world, I was like, the vast majority of these folks don't care. And if you really got close friends, you guys are really tight, no one's worried about that. I think if you're worried about that, you have not brought enough to the table. Because if everyone brings something to the table, then you're not tripping, right?
Yeah.
Or if you know, like, he's capable of this and he's just in this position for whatever, like, no one's tripping. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've given back. If you really got it and everyone's really as tight as they say they are, no one's questioning the vast majority. Like,
and I will say this. I mean, we've said it before. The three most important decisions you ever make. Number one, making Jesus the Lord of your life.
Right.
Number two, the spouse, the person you choose to be the mate for the rest of your life.
Yes.
And then number three, your friends. Like,
Yes.
who you decide to be your friends is top three. That's top three most important.
All-time decisions. Before anything else. Before you decide to go to college, figure out who your friends are.
Major facts. And I mean, just off personal, I didn't choose the right ones. I know that about myself, and it's nothing. And again, I think I said this before. It's nothing against them.
Yes.
Just two separate paths.
Yes.
Two different directions that we're going in.
Yes.
I didn't identify that soon enough.
Exactly. And it doesn't make those people bad people.
Exactly.
It's just like, just not, you can still fist bump them when you see them in Walmart. Cool, you're a good guy. I'm going to head this way, though.
Yeah.
Yep. And I think another thing, especially with decisions like that, it's very important to be who you are as a person.
Mm-hmm.
To, like, it'll help. Like, it's super interesting that I grew up in the hood or whatever. People knew not to do certain things around me because I'm just not that guy.
Yeah.
You can smoke your weed and we can chill and I'll watch you smoke your weed and I'll be in the vicinity. But like, we're not about to bring a whole bunch of weed around me. We're not going to do a whole bunch of, it's like, Daniel's just not with that.
All right.
And so if people understood that I stood on that, or we'll see, I'm famous for my short shorts, right? I used to show legs, okay? Being a kid in the hood with your thigh out is crazy. But that's who I was. They ain't gonna wear them short shorts and wear them long socks. To this day, I'm still wearing them. But everyone knows, hey,
look,
that's just the way that boy gets. We don't get it. That's just the way he wants to dress. I don't know.
I'm a testament to this. Sir Chocolate here. Okay? He had every soccer mom at Youngville after him.
Stop it!
Every soccer mom at Youngville was like, oh my God, what in the world? Who is that delectable dark chocolate Hershey's walking across this field?
Now you got me confused from you when you were doing the water aerobics classes. Were you doing the water aerobics? Ow! Let's see if somebody grandma about took that, boy. Okay? Some of y'all grandmas out here is nasty, okay? They tried to take my boy. He didn't want to be took, okay? My man said, I got my queen at the house.
Stop, bro.
Okay? My queen at the house. Y'all not going to take me.
Stop, bro.
Okay.
Stop, bro.
They had their walkers that came out that they had with them little floating dumbbells. They came out and they grabbed that cane. See that drip? Okay, man was just trying to do his job.
Just trying to do my job.
It's funny because I came out there one time with my little speedo. They were looking. I said, "Oh no, they're predators."
Yo, that needs to be a topic.
Women predators, bro. They were out here, brother. This one thing, boy, it was 2 summers ago. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. I was working out. I can't remember where. I was at a beach somewhere, and I was just working out on the beach. First off, craziest thing. It was 2 girls in the water. It was when Cardi B WAP first came out.
Oh man,
They was filming each other right there in the surf, shaking butt to WAP.
Yeah.
I was out there working out for like 30, 45 minutes. They were dancing the entire time. I was like, what kind of super stamina? And the only thing they played was WAP.
This is on repeat.
On repeat, WAP. WAP.
Look, you know how you see that daggum square arrow with the one in the middle of it? Repeat.
Just how WAP. I'm over here thinking like they probably be listening to something else. And then one of them started catcalling me. I was just like, wait, is this what women feel? This feels so inappropriate. I am a human. Why are you? Hey, little chocolate. I see you working out there. I'm like, She's gonna take me.
This is a fact, bro.
Oh, yeah.
All right, look, we didn't drove way off course, bro. We didn't
That's
drove
it.
way off course, bro.
You women be nasty too.
Look, absolutely disgusting. Disgusting, bro. Oh my gosh.
All right, next question. We can get
We were talking about being
hostile.
true to yourself.
Yes.
Being true to yourself. I would say that was one thing that I wasn't. There was one thing that I wasn't when I was in high school. I tried to keep up with the crowd that thought they were the cool black kids.
For sure.
Knowingly, I was the corny Christian. Knowing
I was a whole corny Christian.
I was a whole corny Christian, bro. And,
Oh my God, that's funny.
bro, it like, I think that's what got me. I would say got me in trouble, so to speak.
Yeah.
Because I tried to be somebody I wasn't, and then I made friends with people who just, I mean, at the end of the day, they weren't the people. They weren't my tribe that I was supposed to be with.
Right.
And you know, this is a question I think about all the time. It's like, am I too late? Because people have basically made their friends.
Oh, for sure.
People have made their friends, and it's like, am I too late in making lifelong friends?
That's a fair question.
You know what I'm saying? Like, because those memories and those things that solidify, I would say, friendships usually happen.
When you don't have anything, you have an opportunity to actually go through adversity.
Yeah.
So you actually have a chance to struggle
together.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I think that's one of the most important things about friendship. Now you got me thinking about. When I think about my friendship group, right? My wedding party was all friends. Gerald has ridden with me back when going to school. I had my mama's van, and everyone used to pick on me. Danny driving the green Jesus first minivan. Everyone knew me for the license plate that said Jesus first at the beginning. Oh, they fried me for it, but I was the one going to McDonald's getting the whatchamacallit. So, and one of my benefits that a lot of people I've always been a super stoic person. So a lot of times I've always not cared if you like me or if you didn't like me.
Mm-hmm.
And people say that, but people really want people to like them.
Major
No, from the bottom of my heart.
Major facts.
And like I've noticed, there's not many humans that are like me in that regard who genuinely don't care
Yeah.
if they like you or if you like them or not. I'm
Right.
one of those people. I mean, from the bottom, like if you don't like me, if you say I don't care if people don't like me, and then when people don't like you, you say mean and nasty things about them, you truly do care.
Right. Major facts.
To me, it doesn't matter. You can not like me. I'm like, I don't know, dude has a cool green shirt. I don't know why you don't like me, but whatever it is, and I'm just keep going about. I will keep going about my business.
I will say this for me. I recently got to that point.
Yes.
I recently got to that point, and
It's a liberating point.
It's a little. Oh my God! I love it, bro.
It's
The freedom in being like, oh hey, is that cheesecake over there? Oh my goodness!
That's it. I was fortunate enough that I was like that. Like I can't remember not being like that.
Right.
And so if I thought it was cool, to me, it was cool. Like even now, I'm a big fan of not matching. So the things, my socks will never match. I mistakenly matched yesterday and didn't know it. I was like, why do I match? And it was funny. I don't know who it was, but she was like, don't say that out loud. Okay. You shouldn't say that, like, why do you match? So, like, for me, my short shorts and long socks have been a thing. Being in the hood, you can imagine how much I got roasted. I always be like, I think it's dope. You guys can wear all of that. Did I have a pair of forces and stuff sometimes? Sure, I'm still a hood, like I'm still a kid from the hood. But for the most part, I'm gonna wear my little soccer attire or whatever it is, and genuinely just be diddy bopping. And so I was so true to the diddy bop. That was crazy. That's an old military term. We used to say diddy bopping. I was never diddy bopping. Okay? If there's one thing I don't want to do, is anything with the prefix of diddy. Okay? I was not diddy bopping.
Yo!
Oh my gosh, I said it like, what do you mean? I was like, oh no. Hey, the drop hole on my skin, brother. I wasn't Diddy nothing. Oh, Diddy, gosh, I just want to use my words.
Yo! Diddy, you messing up vocabulary, bro. You messing up vocabulary. Diddler.
It's a diddler.
The diddler. You're messing up vocabulary, bro. All right. Look.
So,
And we're back.
okay. So I've always been that person. Just like all the time. And it's funny because the hood respected, like, I remember one time this dude was he was acting like he wanted to fight me on the road. Again, I'm just like, all right, brother, like, and I think he was confused because we always say, I didn't run around the hood looking like a lick. I look like a lick. It's just that if you try me, well, you're in for it. Okay. And so
You better be really good to fight.
you better be fantastic because I'm pretty good. Okay, I'm pretty good. I'll leave it at that. And so I remember one time, dude acting like he about to fight. Right, we're at the gym. This is like that. This is the LeBron, the early LeBron era, where if your jeans weren't giant capris, your basketball shorts, and your tee wasn't extra tall, okay? We remember that. That was a crazy time.
That was a crazy time, bro.
The amount of fabric that was used to make a medium.
The parachute pants.
Oh, bro, it was crazy. So I remember that All-Star shoe. It was just like Vince Carter and like LeBron James and D-Wade, and they're all just like what we would consider completely reckless today.
Yes.
So that was that
completely
time.
reckless, not functional.
Yeah,
the basketball was getting caught in the shorts.
You can wear a size small and still wrap the ball with space, hit that mug, and it'd be like wash
Around the world.
around the world. So during that, Daniel is in the 1950 shorts. I should have had Chuck Taylor's on, okay? Long socks. And Buddy was like, yo, blah, blah, and it was just like, look, I know he's wearing those clothes, but he will whip you. We don't know why he dressed like that. Dude just does. So it's just like, if you go fight him, I'm telling you, he gonna beat you up. So you do whatever you want to. Again, I know that, and they're literally reasoning with this human life. I know that looks crazy, and we're in the hood. Buddy is just that way.
Yep.
Okay? And it just wrote me off of like, that's the way he is. He just dresses like that, and he looks like that. That is a misleading statement. He's gonna beat the brakes off of me. And I remember this time, it was funny because the dude was running his mouth. I'm like, all right, man, just realize, like, I'm whooping you on this court, I can whoop you in real life too. And so I remember him thinking about it, and him just like, I ain't never had someone talk me out of getting a whoop. Like, it was crazy because it was the first time I've seen someone like reason with him of like, you can do what you want, but realize we're gonna beat the fire out of you. And so he was quiet.
But here's the thing. He got reason because it was like you're gonna get the brakes beat off of you by a man in some tight shorts.
Exactly. So it's just like, and he was just like, oh,
It's not gonna be good for your rep.
oh, for sure.
You might want to just stop right now.
Leave it alone.
Just let it go.
Just let it go.
Just take this L on the court. Don't take this L in real life because this thing,
It was crazy.
it's gonna ride with you.
I ended up was on a court that was 9.5, but I ended up windmilling on that with the next one. I said to my mind, windmill, it was like a 9. Harbell Park has like a 9.5 foot goal.
Yeah.
Of course, I'm jumping out the gym. I'm dunking on 10 foot. That 9.5, I windmill 2 hands. I ain't never done that before in my life. I don't know what made me feel that frisky. He jumped. He really tried. Come here, I looked at him. He looked at me like, "Oh, is this Super Negro?"
Yeah, you will guess this.
But so gaining that attitude of honestly not caring was brilliant. So through high school, I got so many stories like that where like I went and hung out with one of my homeboys, and who was much different than everybody else. It was kind of like my weird group. My hood friends and people who were from the neighborhood I was. These groups never mixed because they're not supposed to. I brought some of these guys to these guys. They're like, Daniel, why do you hang out with weird people? And I was just like, nah, he's pretty cool with me. This is like, no, he's straight. I was like, I don't think he's pretty cool with me.
Right.
And so being able to, whereas the hood folks would never ever even speak to this group of people, me, I was just like, I don't care. I think they're pretty cool. He likes some of the stuff I like. That's that. And whatever it looks like is whatever it looks like.
I would say that's a good value and a good virtue to have. It's like not. And I think this is where a lot of people get it wrong. This one group of friends doesn't have to be everything to you.
Yes.
You can have your sports friends.
Yep.
You can have your foodie friends.
Your nerdy friends.
You can have your nerdy friends. You can have your sitcom friends.
Yes. Whatever you want.
Whatever you want. You can have your I don't know.
Just pick it.
Just pick a topic.
Pick a topic. And if you like it, you like it. And whatever people say, realize this is what I've always said. Look, they talked about, and here we go, this is how we end up on Jesus. They talked about Jesus Christ and killed him. Okay? That boy's got miracles under his belt. I have yet to perform my first miracle. I don't think it's going to happen, most. Believe it or not, I jumped over a guy in a soccer game. That's about as close as I've got. Completely clear. Okay? No special goal happened. I just jumped over a man. Okay? That's about as close as I got to a miracle. They killed the other guy with the actual miracles.
Yeah.
Trust me. Look, listen here, brother. They gonna kill him. They definitely don't care what you got going on.
No.
So I've always thought about that. Like, they're gonna kill Jesus. We had miracles. They definitely don't care about me. I'm not gonna care about them neither.
That's it.
And it was always just that simple. So that is one of the things that, like, I never played Keeping Up with the Joneses because I genuinely only cared about the things that I've cared about.
Right.
And that I saw that was functional for me. So,
I think this leads kind of into the next question too. Can we grow as individuals while holding on to relationships that no longer reflect who we are becoming?
for sure. I still got hood friends that me and them, we dap up when we see each other.
Yeah.
Man, cool, we should hang out. We both know it's never going to happen.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think.
Hopefully they know. Let me say that then.
Right.
Hopefully they know.
Well, I think that it's a little bit of a difference because you got to define what holding on to a relationship means.
Yeah.
And a lot of people only see deep relationship, or that's what they value as a quote unquote friend, or someone who's going to more than likely agree with them, because that's what people in this day and time. If you agree with them, you're their friend. If you don't agree with them, you want them dead, and that's the furthest thing from the truth. I just don't agree with the fact that you got red pants on today. Like that's it.
Turns out they're pretty cool every other day, but just the red pants today, not it.
Not it.
and people are very much like that. You gotta be. I've gotten called a LeBron hater a million times. It's just like, no, I just bring up other stats, brother.
Yeah.
He's your king, not mine.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So he's your king, and I don't hate LeBron. It's like I don't hate LeBron James.
Right.
I just don't think he's the greatest thing since sliced bread. I just got some other people over him. That's it.
Yeah.
So I think that is definitely a thing. People want to get into these echo chambers, right? Of everything we say, but it's all bad. And there has to be a dissenting opinion at least every so often.
Right.
You know, or even if it's not necessarily dissenting, at least to make you explain yourself.
Yeah.
Because you guys can agree on a topic, but not agree how to get there.
Right.
And that's cool.
Right.
So, yeah, man, get some diversity in your football.
Major facts. All right. Next question: is nostalgia a valid reason to keep someone in your life, even if the relationship feels stagnant or even toxic?
Yes. There's gonna be no time. The ability to reach back in memory. It's one of those things like you were saying. You feel like, have I missed the opportunity to make close friends? Because the chances of you going through rough times with a group of people now, we only got a couple more rough times in us.
Right.
Because we got to get up out of these rough times. Folks got kids to raise. We can't hang out in tough times for too long.
Right.
So
Facts.
some of those adversities that create some of those lasting relationships, as you get older, the opportunities for those dwindle.
Mm-hmm.
And so the nostalgia of me and my homeboy Gerald going to get Miss Winter cinnamon rolls in my mama's van before school. You're not going to find a better time of getting that $1.29 cinnamon roll, right? So it's so nostalgic for me. I can tell you what we were driving, how much they cost, and all of these things. That time is like, that's, me and Gerald fall out today. I'm going to be upset that we fell out more so than probably whatever the fight was.
Good.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, I think having those times with people are cool, and that nostalgia may not be when you were children. It may be when you were 30, when you were 60. You know what I'm saying? Like, that nostalgia can be from whatever it is.
Right.
And it's so, I'm not if I ever cut you off, you're just awful in my world. Because it's going to take a lot for me to truly, like, legitimately just cut you off.
Mm-hmm.
You have to be so far beyond stupid to me.
Yeah.
That it's just like, oh, your stupidity is going to get somebody killed.
Major facts.
I can't be around you because you're that dumb.
Yeah.
But even if you're moderately stupid, I'll just keep my distance.
Yeah.
We'll be cool and fist bump or whatever. But if I'm gonna cut you off, understand that, like, I think you're disgusting in your brain or stupid, or like, if I cut you off, if I truly cut you off, why I don't want to speak with you, you did something that I just go like, this is crazy.
Yeah. And it's somewhere along the lines, you're gonna kill somebody or get somebody killed.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's,
I can't do that.
yeah. Major facts. Major facts, bro.
So that's kind of, I believe those things coexist. But I also believe certain people can be really, really bad for you. If you're a recovering addict, you probably shouldn't be hanging out with the drug dealer. I get it, you guys were cool when you were younger.
Right.
Probably not the human for you to be parlaying with.
Right. Right.
So you can outgrowing people is a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Outgrowing people doesn't mean you necessarily have to cut them off, but you can, certain friendships where it's just like, I was wilding. We don't even job like that for real. Like, it don't gotta be no animosity.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna just go about my business.
I was just about to say, it was like, there's no ill will. It's just, I am now over here.
Yes.
You know, you are over there.
Yes.
And it is totally fine. You do you. Once you be successful, maybe not if you're a drug dealer, but because I think you're bad for the community.
That's the whole topic in itself.
That's a whole topic in itself.
Was Pablo Escobar bad for his community? The last time the Colombian soccer team was good was because he was drunk and training facilities. That's one of those deep conversations. America has made a lot of people bad guys in our eyes. Are they really bad guys? People like, and my two biggest people was Pablo Escobar a bad guy, was Muammar Gaddafi a bad guy. Because if you look at any of those people, you talk about enriching the community, I don't think you find two people better than that did it by means that the U.S. did.
That's
because if you ask me, Pablo Escobar was probably more good than bad because he didn't kill innocent people; he only killed other drug dealers, and he completely helped out of community, completely. And they looked out for him. And imagine not eating, and this drug lord is going to make sure you and your family are eating. The only thing you have to do is not tell the police about it, but you're also not eating. Police, government ain't gonna feed you. I will 100% feed you. Just don't rat. The people who are trying to kill me, make sure they don't get to me. That's essentially what he did. And like in America, we allow companies pharmaceutical companies, to push narcotics. And when we get upset with them, they made $50 billion off the drug. And we go, give us $10 billion because that was bad. I want to let you know if I made $50 billion, I would gladly give you $10 billion. You're gonna keep letting me make those drugs. That is neither here nor there. That's my thing about Pablo Escobar. I think he's mostly good.
Man,
I believe
that is a topic.
Those are one of the two topics that I have that are like that. Are these bad guys actually bad guys? If you go look at Libya before Muammar Gaddafi, it was definitely a dictatorship, and he killed some people. But if you go see what he did for Libya, it is ridiculous. You're talking about literacy rate going from 10% to like 80%. Stuff like that. You're seeing country go from zero to everything. Some people, this conspiracy is he tried to unite the African Union, the African countries. He wanted to make what he was going to call the African Denari and stop using U.S. dollars. The story is the U.S. didn't like that. If he's trying to bring all the African nations together, put a bullet in his head. And he was very persuasive. People said that. My mom, all the other people say Muammar Gaddafi was a gorgeous man, charismatic, but also helping his country. He killed a fair share of people, but he didn't like them and they weren't a part of his plan. I can't say his plan is bad because it definitely helped out his community a great deal. So I'm never going to be mad at killing bad people.
I've heard. I haven't read up on a lot more.
So those are those bad guys, and who are the best leaders in the world are probably my most controversial topics. And the best leaders to me personally, if you said, Daniel, tell me who your all-time best leaders are. I got a new name to add into that. Barack Hussein Obama usually isn't on there, or historically before his presidency was not on there. But if you ask me, my best leaders before Barack Hussein Obama were Napoleon Bonaparte. Anybody who gets exiled, tell you he'll be back before these flowers bloom. You send the army to go kill him. The army that is sent to go kill him, see him in his face, and he goes, "Here I am, your leader. Kill me if you wish." And they all turn around and attack you. That level of leadership is ridiculous. That's a real thing that happened in real life. Leads French army, takes over a whole bunch of stuff. New guy comes in, exiles him. He says, "I'll be back before the lilacs bloom." Shows up before the lilacs bloom. Army's there to kill him. He look at you going, "Hey, I'm your leader. You gonna kill me?" They go, "No, we love you." Runs the old king out of town. That level of leadership to get people to believe in you that much is ridiculous. Like that's an actual thing that happened. These are like that wasn't a dramatization. That wasn't anything. That happened.
This is real life. Real life.
For real life. I was saying you ain't gonna come back. I'm gonna send my boys to kill you. He pull up, no weapons. Like I told you guys, I'll be back. I'm your leader. You gonna kill me? Nah, let's go get that guy. All right, cool. A scout runs over there. Hey, boss, stay with him again. You gotta go. Okay, what do you mean? Yeah. He said a few words to them boys, and now they want you gone. You forgot that was their emperor.
Oh my God.
I don't think we see that type of leadership.
No.
That type of leadership is next level.
Definitely next level.
Martin Luther King, obviously, for all of what he did. We also got to remember, black people make up 13% of the population. So let's say we're going to include everybody else. We're the second largest group. So that means there's no one more than 13%. So let's say 70% of the country wants you dead. Or let's say, not all the whites wanted you dead. Let's say 50% of the country wants you dead. And you were able to accomplish that while keeping all of these black people organized and all that. Brilliant.
Yeah.
Master stroke.
Man,
you're not getting there. And then here goes the big one. You take all of the politics out. Adolf Hitler was a fantastic leader.
Man.
A brilliant leader. Look, you take out all of the mass killing and all of this stuff.
Yeah.
It's like, sheesh, that's a man.
Yeah.
He did some good things.
Yeah.
Or, excuse me, he led some people.
They say he was a great man, not a good man.
For sure. You're hard pressed to find a better leader than him.
Yeah. Well, here's the craziest part about it is by us even saying that. By us even saying that, people will be like, "Oh my God, how could you say Adolf Hitler was da 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 da?" No, he did great things for Germany.
Yes.
It was bad for the rest of the world.
For everywhere else.
But he did great things. Like, if you can't take in totality of what he did and understand that there was a good side to his administration, so to speak, and then there was a bad side to his administration, and that was the rest of the world. The people he was over, they saw phenomenal results. They saw phenomenal results.
Phenomenal.
Counter to that,
everyone not in that regime.
Not in that, yeah.
You didn't see so good.
Yeah, you didn't know.
So, to me, those are my top. And now I've added Barack Obama. I honestly believe one of the most difficult times to be a president. You're dealing with war on terror.
Yep.
You're dealing with the worst economy since the Great Depression.
Yep.
And turns out half of the country hates you.
Yes.
I'm going to bring you to one of the biggest economic expansions, have unemployment at some of the lowest rates it's ever been, do the most for minorities. I'm going to save the auto industry. I'm going to help aid us in ending the war. I'm going to get oh my gosh, Osama bin Laden master stroke of, and then keep it classy the whole time. Guy's brilliant.
Yeah.
Gentleman's brilliant.
Look, I call him a smoothie.
Oh,
he's smooth, bro.
You talk about learning how. I watch his speeches and go like, I've been able to engage people off of antics and maybe being a little funny and telling a joke. But to be able to control a crowd like that, at its KRS level crowd control, like it is brilliant.
Yeah.
And so
but
we got so far off. Those are my controversials.
Yeah.
Back to talking about friends.
Back to talking about friends. Here we go. All right. How do we distinguish between loyalty and self-sacrifice when it comes to lifelong friends?
Self-sacrifice, as in you're sacrificing yourself? A true friendship is always about the greater good of the group.
Facts.
So if you got the hot hand, it's okay for you to have the hot hand. If I need to be the Jeremy cheerleader, I'm all for it. I don't mind being a cheerleader. It doesn't matter. If I gotta go again, like I said, if I gotta go pick up your trash because you're the hot hand, I'm okay with it. Like I think a lot of times people get this thing of like, I remember what was it? Like something happened with Drake. And Drake had someone in his camp and his like he was supposed to like just go get the bags or make sure Drake's bags and stuff were packed or something. And I can't remember, it was something happened and it became a big thing. Like I know Punk, and I'm just like, what? If your homeboy's a cajillionaire and making all this money, and you tell me he's gonna pay you $60,000, if he's gonna pay you any money to just make sure his bags are packed, and you're gonna you're gonna go around the world with him?
Going around the world.
I couldn't sprint to those bags fast enough.
Okay, we're going around the world.
Oh, for sure. What else? You say get your bags? What else?
Yeah. Can I buy a cart to put your bags on?
For sure, yeah, whatever.
Do I physically have what's the ramifications to me getting the bags?
Exactly. So like, my sports reference has always been, you can have two careers. You're gonna have to pick a career where you're the top dog, or your sole purpose is to aid the top dog. You can be Scottie Pippen, or you can be Carmelo Anthony. You get to pick one. Who do you want to be? You can be Scottie Pippen and be the ultimate Robin, and your legacy is going to be the shadow of Michael Jordan, the guy who just helped Michael Jordan. Or you can be Carmelo, where you're always known as the man. And people might say Carmelo Anthony was better than Scottie Pippen. And I'm okay with that assertion. But I'm going to say Carmelo Anthony saw very little success outside of individual success, and we all play the game to win. Whatever game we're playing, we're not playing for individual stats. Winning, maybe some of you cats are.
Yeah.
The same thing came in my head. We're not doing that.
Don't do it.
I played the game to win. Okay.
Don't do it, boy.
We thought the same thing, and I was like, no, let's stick on top. It's funny. He knows. We both know what was going to come next from either one of us. Okay, either one of us would have went there, but we decided to not.
Oh god.
But Scottie Pippen got to win at the highest levels consistently.
Yeah.
Me personally.
Yeah.
I picked Pippen. I want to be give me the Pippen career.
Yep.
Okay? Before you give me the Carmelo Anthony where I get all the money in, and I feel like now Carmelo Anthony has to be in the discussions of best player to never win a ring. While Pippen gets
Charles Barkley.
The Charles Barkley, the Scottie Pippens, the Carmelones, the John Stocktons. That group is terrible. The AIs. I don't want to hear about how good I was before being a winner.
And that's the craziest part. Is like AI will forever be known for his crossover.
Yeah.
He will never be known for winning the championship
or being he's a winner at life. Yeah, cool. Folks want to be winners.
For real. For real life. Like,
yeah, I just want to be a winner. Charles Barkley can't escape not hearing about not winning a ring.
Yeah.
That is the guy who probably did the most with what body he had on him.
Yes.
And no one cares.
No one cares.
Charles Barkley.
They're making fun of him on Capital One commercials right now.
He probably, at one point of his life, was the second best basketball player on the planet.
Yep.
And no one even gives an inkling of a care.
Nope.
Not even a little bit of a care. Because he was a winner, but he wasn't a winner.
Major facts.
And so, understanding that, like, you're not self-sabotaging if you're aiding your teammate to win. If I'm the guy who's got to get Drake's bags together because he's going on another tour, I'm not sabotaging myself for the group. If he's doing proper and he's keeping everybody straight, it's not self-sabotage. You know how I always talk about it, like, I'm not your friend for I'm not anyone's friend for no reason. People be saying this. I think it's the stupidest thing ever. I'm just your friend because of this, that, and the third. Like I ain't got no reason to be your friend. I ain't got this, that, and the third. I goes, that's hogwash.
Right.
Listen here.
Right.
You're gaining. Our friendships are two-way streets.
Mm-hmm.
I don't listen to anyone who says they're not gaining anything from being my friend. Maybe it's knowledge. Maybe it's financial help. Maybe it's someone to talk to during a rough time. There's something. I tell everybody, especially when I'm giving them advice, look, I'm trying to give you the best advice because I believe you are capable of having a yacht. And when you have your yacht, you're going to have food on there.
Yep.
I want to go and eat your food on your yacht. Let's make even if there's no yacht, maybe it's just a refrigerator. I want to show up in your house, open your refrigerator, and eat your food. I don't want you to think I don't want this to be a lie. I'm saying this. I hope to aid you in receiving resources so I can eat them. All of the other resources of driving in your car and doing that, I really don't care. I just really want to eat your food. Let's keep it a buck. Okay? So I'm your friend because I believe you can give me something to help me gain some of my own food and my own success.
Right.
I believe I can give you some things for your success. And I plan on using your resources. This is why I care.
Yeah. Well, I think the craziest part is people lie to themselves.
Mm-hmm.
They lie to themselves and say, I don't want anything from you. You know what I'm saying? Like we friends just because we got goodness in our hearts. Bro, shut up.
That's so stupid. It's not the truth.
And you know what I'm saying? Like I think about that right now with my son. Like what I'm going to teach him is like, look, choose your friends wisely. Mm-hmm. Okay? Choose them wisely. You need to have somebody in your corner who has aspirations. They can't just be the coolest person on the block. That's stupid. Yeah. It runs out.
Not worth it.
It runs out super fast to be the coolest person on the block. It runs out.
It's like you put your cap and gown on and it's all gone.
It's gone.
Literally all at once. It's like you walk across the stage and they're like, oh cool, here goes your diploma. We'll take the coolness from here. We'll throw it in the trash. You're a loser.
Yes. The next junior class coming up to seniors, we're gonna place this cool banner on them.
We got this new cool. Here you go.
It gone. And the craziest part is you're so freaking right. I never forget it, bro. I never forget it. It literally happened that way. It literally, bro. It literally happened. I remember. I can see it in my brain right now. Walking across the stage when I was in high school in Salem, Virginia. Walking across the stage, I went across. I grabbed my diploma, and then I was like, yeah. Girl! Walked on the stage. Boom, that, Destiny was right there. We go out to eat.
That was that. But it was over.
It was literally over. The only person I talked to from high school is my wife. I used to have a friend that I talked to a decent amount, but again, like I said, I picked the wrong people.
Yes.
I picked the wrong people. It is what it is. Whatever. Who cares? You literally, all the people that you think matter in high school, oh boy, they don't.
Is there anybody, now you got me thinking, is there anybody that I just met in high school that I still talk to? Gerald stayed in the neighborhood. We went to high school together, but sheesh. I got some people that come in here and buy cheesecake.
I'm talking about that.
Oh, no.
That you talk to once every 6 months. Like I'm not even talking about. I'm
gonna
call you calling, texting. I'm not talking about a person I'm literally talking about a person that you talk to once every 6 months, and you knew them in high school, bro.
Stop. Bro, that's crazy.
Bro.
I never even really thought about that.
Bro,
That, like,
look, if there's anything that I can tell anybody, it is don't put so much stock in high school and the people in high school. There's so much change and transition from the age of 17, 18 to the age of 21, 22.
sheesh.
There's so much change.
Yes.
Or not change.
Yep.
Or not change.
And you're stuck.
Some people are stuck. They are stuck at 18.
That's so sad. Those people do this. That's sad.
That joint is crazy. Like, it's the craziest thing you ever seen in your life. Stuck, bro.
I can't tell you how many people who I go, like, anything that happened in high school, like, no one cares.
Nobody cares.
You are not good at anything in high school.
You're not.
Like, in the grand scheme of things.
You're not.
I was a solid wrestler. I was a solid this. I got all of these. I got a few letters from Letterman's and being on varsity team.
Right.
And it's all hogwash now.
All of it.
No one.
All of it.
Nobody
Nobody knows. Nobody cares.
Nope. Not even a little bit.
Not even a little bit, bro. I've been out of high school for 20 years now, bro. Literally 20 years. Bro, and the craziest part is the only reason I still know about people is because of Facebook. It's because of social media.
Yes. And I still don't even interact with y'all like that.
That's
bro.
the facts.
I'm just like, oh, look, your kid's getting bigger.
Facts.
That's about the extent I'm really doing of you guys on Facebook. Oh, look at his son.
Oh, wow.
Look, her daughter's. Oh, let's go. Oh, a scholarship. Good for her. Good for you.
Right. Congratulations.
And
Hope everything goes
you'll
well.
continue not hearing from me for 4 years. Only time I really talk to people is like, oh, I got this new thing at Uncle Cheesecake. They talk about how good it is or whatever. And I'm like, yeah, cool, come on, try it. Oh, man, we should get up. And I get the same lie that we all get. Oh, we should get up off a show, bro.
But in fact, bro.
I will never get up with you. That's terrible. I have no inclination to get up with you. If we don't happen to see each other, it is not happening. I don't lie to people, but that is a lie I'm out here telling. I'll tell you that right now. I ain't gonna get up, bro, for real.
Oh, God.
That is a bold-faced lie that I'm openly telling you guys now. If anyone from high school sees this, I'm sorry. It's gonna happen.
I'm not.
I'm not.
No.
I'm not really sorry.
No.
I told you it's the lie.
No.
So,
I mean, look.
Every now and then, I always believe this. This is the thing I told this one girl. She told me something. I said, look, I'm going to choose to believe that lie this time. She's like, wait, what? I said, no, I'm going to believe the lie. Listen, I want you to know, I know you're lying, but I'm going to choose to believe it this time. She was like, why would you say that? I said, yeah, because it's cool. It sounds better when I believe this lie. I won't believe it the next time you tell it, but this time. She was like, you're crazy, D. Craig. You wild. I'm like, nah, let me live in this bliss of this lie. I like it. That was the way how smoothly you told it was good. I want to reward you for it. Okay. Bro, I'm telling you.
Bro.
Oh my God. So when y'all tell me we're going to get up, or when I tell y'all we're going to get up, understand that is the same feeling I have about that lie. I'll believe it.
Yeah.
I'll choose to believe that lie this time. It's cool. I like it. It was a solid lie. I'm with it. I'm telling you.
It's crazy, bro.
Yeah, damn.
Yeah. All right. Here's the last question. What are we really afraid of when we hesitate to distance ourselves from old friendships?
Loneliness. People are not okay with it. Like, I think people want, which I mean, I understand that's survival, right? not necessarily that you want to have a lot of friends, but you want to have a decent amount. You don't have to have a lot. I don't know how many people are comfortable with, like I said, my wedding party was, there was 5 people. My 2 brothers, Gerald, Ivy, and Robertson. If I add you into that mix, that is pretty much my friend group. Like 6 people, 2 of those are my brother. 2 of those are my brothers. I got married in 2018. I always say, like, you're one of my newest friends, and I knew you in 2000. When you started working, like 12, 13?
2011.
Yeah, so Jeremy's probably my newest, closest friend, and at worst, that's 14 years, right? 13, 14, at worst.
Yeah.
So I only really got, and you can't count my brothers as friends because they're my brothers. I really, like, I've got some other friends, don't get me wrong, but like actual friends who I believe have a duty to make sure that I keep breathing, there's only 4 people for real.
Yeah.
And so even outside, those are the only people who actually have a full picture of my life.
Yeah.
Everyone else, you're only knowing I own a bakery and maybe I showed up on TV one time. And maybe whatever new product I got coming out.
Yeah.
That's about the extent. If I make some money with you, we'll have more conversation. But that's that.
Yeah.
I mean, so 4 people, and I think I'm Gucci. With 4 solid ones and my brother, I can take over the world with these guys.
Yeah.
And I mean that from the depths of my soul. And I've always been that way as well.
Yeah.
So it's not like because even my personality got me in trouble with my work. Because I don't try to be anyone's friend, nor do I even remotely care to be people's friend.
Yeah.
So that became one of the issues of like, hey, like you act like you don't like everybody. It's like, no, it's not that I don't like you. It's just that like, it's not much really here to talk about. You like that? I like this.
Yeah.
We do a good job at work together.
Yeah.
And so because I don't believe my work also equals my friendship, I don't remotely try to even mingle the two for real.
And that's another question of should you be friends with your coworkers? And I would rival to say probably not. In most cases, probably not, because you're starting to mix business with pleasure.
I can see that.
And
let me say this. I actually do have I do got some friends that I'm cool with that was from the fire department. I got some old heads at the fire department. One of my OGs is a fireman. I talked to those guys. There's only 2 of them.
yeah.
I talked to Worthington. But me and Worthington talk business. We don't call just to talk. There's 2 other firemen that we will call just to see how each other is doing.
Right.
And those calls happen once every month, once every 2 months.
Mm-hmm.
I got 2 firemen that I will call purely based on how we're doing. The other ones, we're cool, but like, I'm talking about friends.
Yeah.
But and like those guys, I don't mix. Like you said, you start to get into that world of like mixing the business and pleasure. I knew firemen that were upset with me because working a shift with me didn't mean we were Facebook friends. You would see me, and I'd be friendly with you at the firehouse, and you would send me a referral request by the next morning, and they'd be denied.
And I think,
oh, you're a cool guy.
Yeah. And gosh, I think that's the misconception of what a friend is and what an associate is.
That's true.
in order for us to be friends, again, we have to go through something together. We have like there's a level of, I would say, stress there.
Yes.
And a lot of people think, oh, close proximity, we're friends. No, I'm not. I'm not calling you if I'm stranded on the side of the road. I'm not, like, I don't know who you are. Like, I just work with you.
Nice. I'm the type of guy who can work with you beside you in the same cubicle and not know anything about you. For 20 years, I'm like, all right, we didn't work together.
And I think that's what people, they blur lines. They blur lines so much. There's a guy that I work with. And it's not the guy you think.
All right, cool. I just sort of.
There's a guy that I work with, and he is funny, like, cause I joke with him. I joke with him all the time. He said something. He's like, I'm good with 5 people, and then I said, and 3 of them are in this room, aren't they? He said, no, they're not. I started cracking up. Oh my gosh. Because I know, like, me, I don't care. Like,
Yeah. What?
I know for a fact that I'm not in your friend group, bro.
And
We work together. That is okay. Like, some of these right here, bro, I'm okay with it, bro. I'm okay with it.
That's it.
Look,
That's like you're saying. All my work friends and the guys I was talking about with the fire department, those are the guys I delivered the baby with. Those are guys that I went through fires with. Those are the ones we've been through shooting calls with and stabbings and all this other crazy stuff. We really saved people's lives and really got into some pickles together. And that's that. I got other fire people that I was in the fire department with. I just showed up and did a job, bro.
yeah.
And I went home.
Yep.
That's it.
And that's it. Like, that's it. Like, now, I take phone calls and I fill orders. There's no stress. I'm not. There's no stress in that. It just is what it is. Every once in a while, a customer might get on my nerves because they think that I have a 2/8 inch sprocket in front of right there with me, and I can deliver it to them at that moment.
Yes.
Outside of that, it's not stressful. It's just humans being humans on human time.
That's it.
Who cares? That doesn't make us friends because you have the same issues that I have. Issues. It's not an issue. It's not really not an issue.
Right.
It's just a minor inconvenience of people yelling at you about stuff that really doesn't matter.
True.
Doesn't matter.
Not even a little bit.
It really doesn't matter. Here's the thing. I'm going to order this part for you. They already said it's 7 days. It's 7 days out.
Yeah.
There's nothing I can do. I can't go make this thing for you, okay? I can't go make this thing for you, okay? It's 7 days out. But I want it right now. Well, turns out.
How about let's try next week?
Turns out it's not April 16th.
I'll have it to you by the 16th.
Okay? All right. So, it's crazy, yo. It's crazy.
That is one thing that I think the world struggles with is, I'll say corporate America, which is the thing. It's weird because that's the thing I struggle with. I struggle with people struggling with me not being their friend.
Well, I think the issue also, it comes back to corporate America trying to make everybody be friends. That's not what this game is. This game is come to work, get the job done, and then go back home to the people who actually matter to you.
That's like my whole thing.
Like, come to work,
Yes.
do your job that you have been assigned, do it well, and then take the money that you get from that job and take it back home to the people that actually matter in real life.
That's it.
Like and it's not, I think people, they're like, well, that's so mean. No. I would fully not expect you to call me if you're having a tough time. If people at work, if you call me, you're in trouble. You're in trouble because I'm probably not going to pick up. Like, I'm just being serious.
This is true.
I'm being serious. Like, you probably should be, you better call somebody else. There has to be somebody who's closer to you than me.
Yes.
It's not Jeremy.
I understand that. Yeah.
And here's the greatest part is that it's okay that I am not in your inner circle of people to call when you're in one of your most stressful times.
That's fair.
And Facebook friends don't equal real friends, bro.
Not even close.
Just because you've got 2,000 Facebook friends, you don't have that many friends. Those 2,000 people don't care about you. You might have 2 or 3, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Those are all fair things. Just saying.
Sorry, not sorry.
Yeah.
Understand what a friend is and what an associate is.
That's it. Yeah. That's a good distinction there.
So, how's that? That's it. You got anything else?
No, folks don't care. I don't need to go back in on that. That's it.
Yeah, I mean,
That's it.
did you hear about Diddy?
What did you do?
Man, they said they got some more charges on Diddy.
Listen here, being a freak is not a charge. I still don't know what. I still am unsure. Like, are we just trying to find things for Diddy? Being a freaking freak and allowing people to be freaks with you is not illegal. So don't be mad at him because he's a 50 by 50 bid is crazy.
Okay, so here and don't get me wrong. I do think somewhere along the line he did do some wrong things, like he did beat up Cassie.
But that's settled.
Yeah.
He definitely drug her out. I don't care about that. She got her money and she's cool. We don't talk about, to me, beating up Cassie is so, I disagree with beating up and hitting, putting your hands on men or women. They've settled that. All I hear, only things to come out of his stuff is that he's a freak nasty. I don't care. Okay? He's a freak nasty. It's not illegal.
Again, like I'm not sure. You know, we don't know the whole story. They gonna lay it all out for us.
Yeah.
He got a court date in May.
We'll see what happens.
He got a court date in May. Last thing I'm gonna say: if you seen that 50 by 50 bed, you knew what was going on.
I mean, this,
Like
I ain't never been to a party handing me a thing of Playboy.
never. If that look, I understood. I kind of understood. I went to one party. I think it was one party.
Was handing out baby oil?
No baby oil. No baby oil was involved.
And here you go.
As far as I know.
If I saw someone put up baby, I'm gone.
As
This
far
is not my
as
not my kind of party.
as far as I know, I went to one party, and somebody was back there getting the business. Okay, all right. Remember how I said I was that corny Christian?
Yeah.
My corny Christian popped up in me. You know what I'm saying? Like it was like.
Hey, don't do that.
I didn't say that. But I definitely went outside. I was like, this really it for me. This really it for me.
That's fair.
That was part of my transition into kind of who I am now. But yeah, from that one party, I was like, I don't really think this is quite my scene.
Sure.
People knew what was going on with that man back in the 90s.
Yeah.
Okay?
I don't think Diddy been secret about it.
He ain't been a secret about being a freak for decades, bro.
Yeah. Y'all knew what that was things.
And
I don't want to hear that you knew it.
and I've heard this, and this is true. Power dynamics come into play. I'm not going to say that's not a valid thing.
Yes, but the power dynamic only matters because you, the small guy, want the power for the most part.
Fact. So you put yourself in a position
To try to gain favor with the powerful.
yes.
I've seen it in the military. I want to let you know, there's no sergeant women having sex with private men. It doesn't happen. The reverse definitely happens though. Right? And private, and let me use real ranks because privates aren't out here on planet Earth. There's no Lance Corporal men having sex with sergeant women in the open. There's a ton of Lance Corporal women having sex with sergeant men. So, these women or these people want a piece of the power. So they act out for it and they say, oh, it's a power play. Now you wanted some of this power. I think it's a balance of you wanted power and I wanted to flex power. Because I've seen women look at different sergeants or staff sergeants, and when I mean not in the slightest way care about their advances, just looked at him like, oh, well, he wants to have sex with me. I don't like him paying this. I even had to stop Marines from talking to a girl that they like, who did not care about them whatsoever, and who thanked me like, thank you for not leaving me alone. Okay. I was so done. I was like, oh, I got you. I'll never forget that. I about cussed that boy out on the rifle. Hey, Anna Lucy, you want this? Hey, Lucy, you want this? Hey, Lucy. Hey, look, brother, she don't need no more stuff. I'm giving her everything she needs. If she needs it, she's gonna ask me. Get out of my face right now before I get upset. Go. Far away from me before I strangle you that way. Get out of my face. That's an eye sergeant. Okay? It was very much like that. I'm giving her everything she wants on planet Earth. Get out of my face. Go far away from me. Okay? I need an eye sergeant.
Bro.
Okay.
Bro.
She looked at me and said, thank you, Sergeant. It wouldn't stop. I was like, I got you. If something happened, just pull up over here. Be my Lance Corporal, and then I'll cuss him or attack him. One of the two. I'm strong. Get him over you.
I think too. It's just people make up excuses also to be a victim.
Let's stop.
I mean, we're gonna stop. We gotta stop because that's a whole nother
Victim mentality. Oh my God.
That's a whole nother thing. And again, people only do what they're taught. I'll say that people only do what they're taught. So whatever your mother taught you, your father taught you, or didn't teach you,
That's what you're gonna do. That's what you're gonna fall back on.
Major facts. You're gonna fall back on that. So that's enough of that. That's enough because we can go all day, all day.
Forever.
Well, I mean it's nighttime, but Deuces.
See you later.
Choose good friends.